I'm probably the ratchet one out my family. That's what everybody say.
I got plenty sexy reds in my family, bro. I ain't gonna even cap.
Yeah, he
I can't even
I seen
cap,
that too.
bro. I got plenty sexy reds in my family.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, in my family, nigga. Like I said, I know more. I know.
Can we get the comments too? Because I was commenting on y'all shit last
I
time.
gotta. What's name? Gotta fix it.
And that was pissing me off.
Yeah, I know we're live.
You gotta pull up on your phone.
Yeah, man.
I know, Ditty. I said it.
But no, but y'all wasn't getting it. And I was like,
no, I got
it.
it. I showed people the video.
Yeah, you did, but I was typing it well before then. Yeah. And I was like, damn, they can't see my comment.
All right,
yeah, I'll be commenting sometimes.
Damn, nigga, we recording?
Yeah, nigga.
Yeah, he recording.
What's good, y'all?
We been in for 42 seconds.
What's good, y'all? Everyday Podcast, episode 112. This is like a special, how can we say it? State of emergency pod. Motherfuckers been hitting me about what's going on with scales and shit, so we're gonna talk about that
a little bit.
We ain't gonna get too down. I'm gonna probably do another one. I'm gonna call him and see if I can get him on here so I can actually talk to him about it. But I'm gonna speak on it a little bit because of my position and my relationship with him. I'm not gonna kick his back end as much as I would like to. But how is everybody? Okay, so we did this with TZ. I'm gonna do it with you too because you haven't answered this question either.
What?
We got Kayla. My fault. Kayla is here.
Hey, y'all.
FCTV. She's done the relationship goals series. She partnered with us to put it together. As far as the audio, taking the video and making it to the audio, as far as making it into like a podcast, and then to when is it? The
FCTV game night.
Yeah,
it's on Friday, September 13th. We are 12 days away.
Lit. And if y'all know about the game nights, they be lit. You know what I'm saying? And they be themed. Like the last one was 90s. 2000s, right?
2000s, yeah. Early 2000s, and this one is a pajama jam. So I want everybody to come out with their do-rags on, they pajamas, they house shoes. You come silkies and t-shirt. You come in your moo-moo. Like I want people to be in full theme, like
Babuki.
Mm-hmm. What'd you say?
Said Babuki.
Silkies and house shoes.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Robes. Niggas like, oh, I'm pulling out my Versace robe. So yeah.
Niggas it's gonna be capping with that Versace shit. I ain't gonna lie. I be wanting to say a lot. I be wanting to talk a lot, bro. I stay
say
quiet.
Your shit. You got a podcast. Talk.
I don't want to talk about that shit because niggas be now. I'm hating all that shit. I just rather not. So I rather talk about positive things.
Okay.
But how are you? How are you doing? How you been since the last time you been on here? You was like one of the first guests I had on here, low key.
Yeah, but
you came on. You came back with
Raina.
Ray. Yeah.
Oh my God. I actually want us to actually like do a pod. Marcus listened to the episode and was like, it was so much chemistry with me, Dooch, and Raina. Yeah. I don't know what episode that
That's
was,
my nigga, dog.
But that conversation just flowed. We ain't had no outline. It was just so good.
I got to buy the whiteboard
for outline.
Yeah, so you can people can write their topics down on
there. But I've been good. I've been moving and grooving, continuing on with Full Circle Television. Since I've been on last, we went to Egypt. Did a group trip to Egypt. Took 47 niggas to Egypt. We did Curacao this year.
47 niggas.
47 niggas. We did Curacao this year, and we got 30 people going with us to Thailand in February next year. So just continuing to like build community, get people out of the country, do game nights, and finding other ways to engage the community.
Let niggas know that is more earth than Milwaukee.
Yeah. And it literally started because we went to Paris, and then I saw you had went to Paris for the Bucks game, and I was like, oh, niggas really do be in Paris.
No, I was out there.
Yeah, and then that was our first trip.
Chill out,
he's my famous. He's my famous friend. I'm about to return the favor. He's my favorite friend. No, but it's studies that show that getting out of like the habitat, especially like the state or the country, when you come back, like your perspective and like your mind state and like all like the energy and your molecules have changed, like your energy changed. Like it's like an internal like metaphysical thing too.
Yeah.
So like that's that's amazing. I can't wait to travel again. We got a list.
My next one, I want to go to y'all going to Thailand. I think that's there. Machu Picchu.
I don't know nothing about Machu Picchu.
Look it up. I think it's in Thailand though. That's
I want to go to Japan.
It's like one of the.
That's where we was going to go. We was gonna go to Japan, but we know that we can't do that with too many people just because of like the culture there.
Yeah,
like we can't be loud. We can't be doing a lot of that stuff. So we'll probably just do that on a like a personal family level. Yeah.
Machu Picchu is like one of the 7 wonders of the world or some shit like that. So,
yeah. They got the most landmarks.
Yeah, Machu Picchu, Manchu. I forgot how Picchu is spelled though, but yeah, it's a dope spot.
It's Pechu.
Yeah,
okay,
something
like that.
But we've been asking people since the summer is coming to an end. How do you rate your summer?
So man, I've been listening to 1 to 10. I'm giving it a 5. I ain't going nowhere for real. Like I really was just like chilling, like in the house doing a lot of like local stuff. I like my summers to be summered, like find a beach.
She said summered.
It does, like like find a beach or hell, go to Houston real quick, go to Atlanta. And I don't feel like I went anywhere or really did anything this summer, so I give it a 5.
You know how I love Houston.
I love Houston. I love Atlanta. Those are my 2 favorite.
We're going to Atlanta in October. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be lit.
What's happening in Atlanta in October?
Spelman Homecoming. Spelman Morehouse Homecoming. Plus, we're going to do, it's our pod anniversary. So it's damn near, I think this is our 9th.
Yeah.
So we're going into our 10th year, but we're trying to get a special guest while we're down there. And we're trying to do a photo shoot for every day for the next, collection. So we got a busy schedule. I know we don't do shit on Sunday, but chill, sit around and shit. So we're gonna try to knock out a bunch of stuff on Sunday and shit.
And that's where I'm trying to get my baby to go. So my son is entering into his freshman year of high school.
Trying to get him to go to Morehouse.
Morehouse. I've been saying it since he was in 4th grade. So
that's a dope
it's about to start now.
Yeah, I know someone I work with. Her son just graduated.
Morehouse.
Morehouse.
Dope school.
Cracking. I love seeing young black men just go out there and do what they need to do and be successful.
It's a dope school. It's dope to just when you go to the the tailgating thing, like you just see they go by years and shit. So they got okay, this is our 20th homecoming. You know what I'm saying? So they got that area of people, and then you can see it'd be old niggas that got they be having they motorhome on the set. Nigga, we partying. Nigga, we out here partying. Nigga, they had one set, I think it was 30 or 35. Nigga, they had that shit roped off. It was niggas smoking cigars. Oh yeah. Niggas was grilling, all kind of shit. I swear to God, dog, that shit. But you can see as you go down the it's this street, it just get younger and younger. And then once you get over to I forgot what the name of the building is. They got that's where the party at. They got niggas performing, DJs, niggas got the hookahs and shit all over there and shit. So yeah.
And correction, she's got a senior at Morehouse, and her other son graduated from Howard, from HE.
That's dope.
So
I wish I could have went to one of them. I think I'd be a different person.
I always say that. I know for sure. I probably. Everything happened for a reason, and your life is supposed to go the way that your life go. Mm-hmm. But I know for sure, had I went down south for school, I wouldn't have returned.
No, I probably wouldn't have came back here.
I wouldn't have came up north at all.
I probably wouldn't be doing music. I probably wouldn't be podding. I probably wouldn't be doing none of that shit. But I probably. I mean, you lit in a different way.
Y'all both might be doing the same things you're doing now. It might have been in a different community. Yeah, because a lot of my friends went to FAMU.
Yeah,
and they came here. I mean, they relocated now, but they came back here because it's crazy when we talk about how we want to get out so bad. Some people want to come up here.
No,
because it's such a change.
I just met a girl on Friday that came. Yeah. She moved from Houston here.
That is crazy. I always ask people work. What is it? Or did your baby live up here? Okay.
No, it was work. And she said she hadn't been out. She said the event that we had was her 3rd time being out since she's been here.
I hope that you got connected with her and got her stuff okay. Because I met a dude from...
Yeah, she bought some shirts and shit.
He from Africa, but he lived in Atlanta. He was raised in Atlanta, and he moved up here for work. I want to say 3 years ago. I met him on Juneteenth, and he said, where are the black people? He was like, that Juneteenth in 3 years was his first time seeing that many black people. And I'm like, well, you know, where do you work? Like, where are you at? But if you ain't ingrained, if you don't know, you don't know.
You don't.
So I started inviting him out to different stuff, because that's when people leave. Like, if they can't find a community, that's when they leave Milwaukee.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that's always our problem.
Yeah.
Community wise, I know. Have y'all been seeing the stat about, you know, Atlanta is the most educated black city?
Yeah, because all our niggas done moved there.
I didn't want to say that. I looked at it and was like, y'all do know, like, it's a transport city, right? Like, just like everybody else. But
I was also like, what's education? Is that degrees? Like, where is that stat coming from?
But I think too, like, people assume because you have a degree, it makes you educated to a certain extent that you can be.
And that's what I was getting at.
Even the workforce is changing.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people are like, oh, degrees. Yeah, for certain titles, you need a degree, right? Yeah. But a lot of times people are now regretting it, because it's like, okay, you went to school for it.
Yeah.
But you've never done it.
Yeah.
So now I done spent 100,000, whatever your salary is,
and I don't even care for it.
You have no clue how to use what you just learned.
What I was about to say, you don't even
and
use
so
it.
it's you know, it to each their own. But I that was my me. I was like, you know how many transplants from Milwaukee done moved to Atlanta?
Yeah,
that's educated.
Atlanta,
and
Dallas,
Houston. Hell, even other Midwest
Arizona.
States.
Like, it's a lot of niggas that's moving in that area and shit.
I got a homie that's a civil engineer. Moved to Milwaukee.
That's what my baby want to go to school
and moved back. He went to.
I know a dude that's engineer.
Went to Notre Dame.
What my son want to do.
Went to Notre Dame and left. Went right back where he came from and got a job. But he's in the Midwest. He's in Cincinnati. Because he's from Cincinnati, so he went back home.
He moved from here, moved to Dallas. Then he got a job out in Seattle. Now he's back in Dallas now. So shout out to that nigga. But yeah.
So my point was, you know, you never know where you come back to.
Okay. Yeah. Now you got to rate your summer so far. I mean, we'll rate your summer as we coming to a close.
My name's Maul, by the way.
Man, they know who you are.
I'm like, you ain't introduced.
He been on here multiple times.
Have I? I
have as well, so I don't know y'all.
But no, he's been on here as a co-host. Like,
my summer,
who said no?
Obviously, obviously I work here, right?
Right.
He got the uniform on today.
Got the uniform on. Kicks of the day. Show him the Almanac.
Oh, kicks of the day.
Real quick, kicks of the day. We want to talk about that.
Oh yeah, these brand new. I'm on here.
He just laced them up, y'all.
Yeah, he just laced them up. I'm mad because I could have got those and I didn't.
No,
I'm mad.
I sent it to a bunch of niggas like,
but you ain't sent them to me. Anyway.
Yes.
I mean, they probably still up there.
Summer
how was your summer been? Yeah, rate your summer.
Man, it's crazy because I don't really have a summer ranking. Like, I just been doing a whole bunch of mall shit. So
yeah, niggas really been like
football. My son football season started. I coach college football at Wisconsin Lutheran College, so we just got out of camp. Officially, camp is over, but we play our first game on the 7th.
Okay.
So really, just getting him ready.
Getting the son ready.
Yeah. He played his first varsity game last Friday. He got bruised ribs. He got a personal foul committed on him. Yeah. Slinger, y'all some bitch ass niggas. But
what's good, Dub?
No, it was cool. Other than that, man, I just been writing and I'm gearing up to help with, you know, the next phase of everyday merch.
You working on a bunch of stuff.
Good riddance, creative stuff. So I just been in creative mode in my brain. So I'm gonna give it a 7 though. It's been good things. Yeah. Some career things going on that I found out. So I'll be talking in DC at a generative AI convention.
Correct.
My good talking man.
Mid September I'll be on a panel. Mm-hmm. And then I'll be going to Thurgood Marshall recruiting for HBCUs.
Damn, I wish I could have went to HBCUs, man.
It's fun, man. Like they go through this process. It's like 4,000 applicants and only like 700 kids get picked.
Yeah.
And what do they get? Like scholarships? Or
so they already have, well, they're in the scholarship fund.
Yeah.
But what they get is like a professional day. So they get to meet with the Fortune 500 companies. It's like a job fair. It's everybody from Manpower Group to bass fishing to Boeing to PGA. Like,
where y'all picking these kids from?
They actually entered through Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund.
But they
program.
From all over the
they from
state?
HBCU. Yep, they from everywhere.
Okay.
It's not just from DC. I mean, you get Howard, Norfolk State. I mean, it's any HBCU. And it can be we don't discriminate. It's any color. person or background, but it's dope to see like they come in with their HBCU gear. They've done like an amazing job. So I'm just excited about that. So I procured that spot that I'll be going back on behalf of Manpower Group, and then I get to talk about like just being authentically Black in corporate America.
I fuck with that.
That's cracking.
You know what I'm saying? So
I wish I could have gotten to corporate. I think I'd have been different though.
And you still can.
I'm gonna do it for myself. I was just telling
that's what I was
my friend on the phone. What's good, Rio? He said a whole lot of everyday shit. You already know. But yeah, I'm gonna do it my way. We're gonna figure out how we can be in corporate and do it the way that
every day can
like
be a whole corporate entity.
No. So I'm working on it. I just gotta focus. I think I'll be having so much. Like I said in the past, like if I had an electricity bill on my head, like my shit would be skyrocketed because
they're definitely
it just don't shut off.
Too many tabs open. Yeah, that's me. And I think that as creative people and like creative people, like you can't just do one thing. Like you do merch, you do a podcast, you do music. It's like your mind don't ever shut off. Never.
It don't. Like my brain is like that too. Like I try to silo it because like football season, but I'll be like sitting in the booth watching plays and I'll be like, you know, the other team got on some dope ass uniform. This would be a good colorway. And or like
that's swear to God, bro. That's how I be thinking.
It's that meme that I keep saying, like after August, like I'm going missing for the rest of the year. I said I saw it and I was like, after September,
this weekend.
Yeah, after game night, like I need to reset. Like as creators, we need to be able to figure out a way that we can reset. Because if not, like you're gonna burn yourself out. All them tabs open and all of that shit, like you're gonna burn yourself out. And I do it. Yeah. And I get stressed out with myself, and then I see other creatives doing it. So it's just like, nah, take your time, step away from social media. I used to be like, dang, I got all this momentum. When I come back, they gonna forget about me. And I used to be reluctant for shit like that. And it's like, nah, fuck that. Like, go take care of you. Take your time.
Once I seen that, what's the Microsoft dude?
Yeah.
Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates like took a week off. Nigga went to a cabin up north without his family, without his wife, nigga, and just in solitude, like by himself. Read his books, chill out for the week, reset, figure out, you know what I'm saying, what's the next plays and all that stuff. I was like, oh, okay.
You know, his son helped start 88.9 Radio here.
Did he?
Yeah.
You said what now?
His son
helped start 88.9.
Help start 88.9.
Is that a radio station?
I take that back. It's not Gates. It's Buffett. I'm sorry.
Warren Buffett.
It's Buffett's son. Peter
same
Buffett.
Shit. I'm sure probably do the same.
But no, but that's I know we're going to get to the thing tonight of building community, right? Yeah. And a lot of people are now like, you know, they always put into creative's face or in your head that you always got to be creating. And you can, but it doesn't mean it has to see the light of day. Yeah, right. Yeah. It doesn't always have to be like this big, like arduous ass, I gotta put it out there because I created. It could be something that you just want to feel good about. Oh, I made something today, and that's my safe space. All right, now I'm back.
Or it could be just getting it off and shit. Like
for sure.
Sometimes there's a bunch of songs that I've never put out that I just need to get in the habit of just making music and shit. It might be weak, okay.
I just like writing.
I think where we fall short is like as creative entrepreneurs. That thing that we're creating is attached to the money that we need to continue to create. That's so we always feel like we need to be putting something out because we're going to always need a bag to be able to continue to put stuff out. Yeah. So like that's a lot where my hustle come from is just like, I know that I can make X amount off of doing this. So I need to create this. This needs to be successful because that is now attached funding the next thing that I'm doing. Like ain't none of this shit by chance. Like it's all like in order, like how it's supposed to go. And I think that that's where the stress come from because, you know, you need X amount to do the next thing that you're trying to do. Like I want to get back into producing Relationship Goals, a series. I want to go in for our 4th season, but I know to the level I want it to be, I know I need this bag. You know what I'm saying? So
I told her she need to quit playing.
Yeah, I think for me, I kind of let go of that. Like me and you had this talk all the time. Like for a while, like these last 4 years, it's been like I've seen the windows open for me.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I know I got to disappear. And but part of my weakness and part of my strength is I always try to stay behind the scenes as much as possible.
Yeah.
But then some people will forget about you. Like when we talk about like musically, I'm not really worried about that. Like I have a pretty damn good job, right? And I have a additional income. Like I coach for income.
Yeah.
I do training for income, right? But creatively, this is where I want to be. So it's like sometimes I want to keep that grind up, but then sometimes I feel like when you become so dependent, or the level of, like, some people are cool with staying at that same level because they got their shit off.
Yeah.
But some creatives, we have, like, I don't want to say AH or ADHD, but it's like you have a heightened, like, the disorders. What I'm saying is, like, you always want to go up. Yeah. So that's what I mean by heightened. Like your attention is always, like you said, it's always like, how can I make this better? How can I make this better? And that's where, like, the grind go in. Like I got
because I've already did it at that level.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a rapper or a sports player, like a basketball player. Like those was my stats last season. What I'm gonna do this season? Like how I'm gonna come harder. And that ain't even you competing against nobody else. It's like you competing against yourself. Like how am I going to get to the next level? Like what do I need to do? And I think we sit back, we evaluate, like, okay, that was cool, that was nice, I really like this, but this is where I can make this thing better. And that's what stress us the fuck out.
And that's where the community come in.
I tell him that like I do that with merch. Like I buy those shirts. I probably don't even wear them, but I buy them to feel them. Like, okay, this is the weight. Okay, this is what they use. And okay, they doing this type of print, stuff like that. Like Juju, I got a closet full of merch that I just don't wear. I just buy it for research purposes more than to wear it low key. Because it's how can we make our product, you know what I'm saying, better?
Same. My son, he real big on merch, and like we even went school shopping for this school year, and he was telling me, like, I was like, you like this shirt? It's cool. The design was cool. He felt it and was like, I don't like the quality. Yeah. He like, oh, the fit. Like it don't like the shape of this shirt isn't like right. It's too slender. And he wanted more. That's not the style right now.
Yeah. And I was like, that's not the style no more. It's the boxy square shirt, wide shirt, oversized shirts.
And a heavy.
I just told him that I was at Saks yesterday, and I'm feeling all the Roots and Balenciaga shirts and all that stuff, and all that. I didn't know it was that heavy, like the quality and the materials, like heavy, like that. I want it, but I'm sure it breathes well too. Like like you wear it and you don't be hot, but it's just
and
I'm like,
you get to keep it. And that's the thing.
It's
and
longer,
that's what people don't even understand about. Like when it comes to quality, they be like, dang, that nigga whacking for that shirt, $65 for a t-shirt. Yeah. Guess what? You're gonna be able to wash it and wear it and bust it time and time again. It ain't gonna be no problem. It ain't gonna be no fading. Shit ain't falling off. Like there's gonna be a nice quality t-shirt. It ain't gonna shrivel up.
Exactly.
I tell him
that's why we went up on the price and stuff, because the quality is different. It ain't just screen print on vinyl type shit. Like we up the quality on the shirt, so the price got to go up.
And I learned that from him. Like I love to, like, I'm an idea broker. I always say that, like, I'm an idea broker. But even Bathe and Ape, like, that's one of my favorite brands. Me and Juju talk about. We spent, first time I met Juju, we spent like an hour in the other office talking about clothes and fashion and stuff like that. But it's like, I want to get to that point where, like, our bags are high, you know what I'm saying? Our bags are high quality.
Yeah.
Our trinkets is high quality.
Because I love when I get something in the mail and it's giving me that experience from the gate, from the box. The bags, like, I love that experience. What's like even Unfinished Legacy does this very well. Those red bags, that's cool. Like everything is a piece of marketing. Like everything like brings in the community. Like everything like.
But that's why I figured
it's all a part of the brand.
Like that's why I started giving those bags out with the everyday all across it, because people look forward to that type of shit.
Yeah.
But even like, the box that these came in, like it's a different box that opens up like this. Like it's not the regular shoe box. I'm like, okay, but they doing it because it's a series that they doing now. So they did these 2 weeks ago. They just dropped this week. They dropped the Jordan 39s. So the Jordan 39s came out this week. I think next week they doing like an Air Force One. The week after that, like it's a whole like they doing a what's next.
Like
so
even their boxes though. So like they logo, the logo is like you get a Jordan box, but it's like their logo is embossed. It's like all over the box. Like even if you look, well,
if you can see on the
fours, like right here. the logo, their logo is etched into the gate. The
logo is actually right here too.
Yeah.
On the gate part.
So like so like they really go into detail. And so when we start talking about just what he want to do with merch, and even my little spin off of that. Yep. They really go into it. So like we want to be
our. Seen the movie?
Which one?
Is it Nike or is it Jordan?
Oh, the Jordan brand. Yeah,
did y'all see it?
Yeah.
Man, that shit was so inspiring.
Yeah, his mama wasn't playing. Take no shorts, no losses, man.
Yeah. Hell no, you nigga, go get that money, nigga. We know what it is.
But even like the way she set up the contract, like they was gonna give him a contract for like, oh yeah, this one time thing. No, we need residuals. Yeah. Like we need to be able to feel that money, that money.
He told Barkley the same thing. Like when you go in there and get talk.
So okay, so that is that's I'm happy that you said that, because I said that as creatives and as just people in Milwaukee, we need to start talking to each other about how much we making off of certain stuff. And I know a lot of times we don't be wanting to say like, oh yeah, they gave me this for that, for that. Oh, man, that's the problem right there. There needs to be a standard, because like if you hosting something or if you producing a podcast or whatever, there needs to be a standard. So people can't bounce around trying to find the cheapest person. Like, no, there needs to be a standard. Hell, if you do hair, sew-ins need to be this amount. You know what I'm saying? So that when like the value of it is just more. Yeah, like so. Yeah, I think
now we can't have nobody lowballing somebody like, oh nigga, I do it for.
Yeah, don't do that, man. Like I want to talk. I want to talk to other like
But yeah, Jordan,
media personality people and talk about our like hosting fee. I think that it should be higher. Listen, girls, especially women, and y'all too. Hell, we gotta find something to wear. We gotta get our makeup done. We gotta get our hair done.
Women, it's a lot that goes into it. I could just pull up t-shirt, shorts, and Jordan, you know what I'm saying?
And a haircut.
Yeah, y'all got to get makeup, lashes.
By the time I get there, I'm already in $500.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm already in $500, and you want to pay me $50?
Yeah, exactly.
No. Yeah, no. And I think too, again, we keep talking about like that is the problem. Like people don't want to educate each other on whatever, because they feel like you're going to. You could either be very successful in a lane or that lane they had.
That's the problem.
And that's the problem.
Let's get into it, because it's all at the end of the day, it's all about community, and that's what we're talking about today. Sure. It's like building community. Like once you could find, and I ain't saying share your pockets with everybody, but once you find your core group of people, I feel like I found that. Like I feel like TZ is in my core group of people. Like she's also in the same lane as me, as well as Noni, as well as Naisha, like as well as several other women that's out here doing the same things that I'm doing, just like in the media space. I think that we need to be transparent with our core group to say how much they pay you for that, how much they trying to get you for that, and you know, because that way we could leverage
the conversation.
And really get what we need to.
But I like the way that you've built a community of people that fuck with you and your brand, and you can tap into them, like send them emails and stuff because you have their information, which is another thing that people need to start doing as far. And I heard somebody talk about that, how to start doing that, like when you vending and how to get emails and numbers and stuff like that. So you like build a community of people that when you do stuff, they're going to come. Like you have a core group like where you don't even have to promote it on IG or nothing like that. You could just hit everybody on the email like this, bam, this is what we doing, know what I'm saying? And you have a core group of people that they'll be there. They show up.
And that started with like setting your intentions early. I remember our first game night that we ever did. We always do meetings. Like y'all may think like it's just like a fun event, but we always do meetings. So it's me, my husband Marcus, Martin Tuku, and Ernest, and we come together and I say, okay, what's the objective for this game night? The very first game night, and the objective has never changed, is that everybody needs to leave this space and feel like they had a personal connection with one of the four of us, whether that be dancing with them, taking a picture with them, playing a game with them, buying a drink, whatever. People need to feel seen when they come into your space, and that's how you really start to build community. If I can say that you got a dog named Fluffy, we talked today and your dog named Fluffy, and I see you a month from now, I'm like, how Fluffy doing? That make people feel good. Like, damn, this motherfucker wasn't just I'm not just a number to this person. Like this person remember me, and I ingrain a lot of things into like my memory. Just like of people that I haven't seen in years. People like, dang, you remember that? Like, yeah, I take notes and I keep it back there because that's a part of like that connection piece, and that connection is what really builds the community. If I could go back to somebody and be like, yeah, dang, you said your son was having trouble in school with math. Like, has he figured that thing out? Like, yeah, we got over that hump, and you know, like it just builds that community.
It's real. But they said that's real relatability. That's the thing.
They said,
what'd you say?
It's a real relatability. Like, yeah. You know, it feels like they were valuable to you.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's a game, but still, that's how you build.
That's how you build relationships.
That's how you build relationships. Yeah. That's how you build community, and that's what Full Circle Television was built on. How we started was Relationship Goals, the series talking about relationships, and then I took that from like romantic relationships to every type of relationship you could think about, and now my focus is on the relationship with me and the people in my city, like me and the people in Milwaukee, and hell, even people that don't even live in Milwaukee still got relationships with them, like you said, by way of email and stuff like that.
But they said a lot of like people that like Beyonce and stuff like that, like she remembers people's like the little things about people, and that's people be like, oh, damn, I didn't even think you remembered that shit, and they be like,
because you Beyonce, you wouldn't think that Beyonce, she got so much going on in life. You wouldn't think that Beyonce is remembering this shit, but listen,
swear to God, I heard somebody tell a story about that.
You never know.
And she's also a Virgo. She's also a Virgo. So when we find like a connection with people, like we don't lose it. Like we don't lose it.
What about Aries though? What we got?
Aries has a intense sense of purpose and loyalty. So if
and we think we run shit.
Nah, I don't know what kind of.
That's always
it depends. No, but it's Aries. Aries are known to be like leaders. Right.
Clear to me.
They put their head. I mean, they put their head down and get work done. So like I tell people, like when we were talking about earlier about community.
Yeah.
Like so for me and Deuce, for instance, like if he say like, bro, I want to do this,
I'm on his ass.
I need help. Don't tell me that.
Don't tell me that
because then I feel like you telling me for a reason.
I usually I'm down there already be done with the shit when I ask somebody like for they feedback on something. I'll do it and then I'm checking to see like, okay, am I right in thinking about this?
Yeah.
Okay, are you really asking? So this is the thing. And my husband
asking for a second
he had to teach me this. He like sometimes when people call you to tell you stuff, like they not asking for input, and I instantly jump into let's repair it, let's fix it, let's make this thing happen, let's make it better. like so when you send your creativity to somebody, do you really want feedback or you just want applause?
But he's talking about like
I usually wait until he tell me. Like I'd be like, so what you want to do? Like, hey, I need help with, and I'm like, oh, okay. Now once you told me, that's what Aries do. Like once you told me this now specific, I need you to help me with this, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to hit the target. So don't get mad if I come back like, hey, bro, it's been 2 weeks. What we doing?
Same. That's mean.
But like I'll send somebody like, hey, what you think about this design and shit? They be like, oh no, I fuck with that. I'm like, okay, I already bought it and shit. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Type of shit. Like,
but what if they be like, it sucks ass and you already bought it? Are you gonna move forward with it?
Yeah, because
like how far?
I probably got a better sense of style.
Then what you asking them for?
Because I just wanted to see if other people fuck with it and shit. You know what I'm saying? I know I fuck with it, and when I fuck with something, it's usually a universal thing that people really fuck with it. But sometimes I'll be off. You know what I'm saying? I'll be wrong. I got some designs that'll never come out.
One of my favorite designs was the electric Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, people fuck with that.
I was like, this nigga is tight for this. Like I love that. Yeah,
people fuck with that.
I just sold out or something. What was the name of it?
Milwaukee Tool.
Milwaukee Tool. Yeah.
Milwaukee Tool. The Pretty Girls Love Every Day has been a hit as of recent. So that's been the one that people like. We did an event on Friday and that one sold out both colors. So
how do you test it and know when to move forward with it? Like to print more. Like, how do you know? Like, this good.
How fast they sell.
Yeah. Okay, because
when I throw the picture up and shit, see how many motherfuckers like it. Motherfuckers start hitting me about it. Okay, we got one with that one. Or so I can print more of that one.
Or a demo.
Yeah.
Like so we make a demo shirt and like he'll wear one or we'll give it to you and be like, hey,
see what it do.
You know what I'm saying? You got good taste. Wear this and see what you think.
The black Run DMC one that I gave to TZ. The motherfucker was like, "Oh, okay, this again, yeah, exactly."
I mean,
that's how I felt about our Milwaukee shirt. Like, so we on the 4th year, so I've been doing it for a while now. We're on the 3rd
like, even
year.
when I asked you, when you gave me, you was like, "Do you want this?" I'm like, "Can you make it in black and red?" Type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Did I make it in black and red?
I got the first. I got the first one.
Okay, because I was just gonna say, like, I don't like nowadays. Like, you gonna get whatever color we drop.
This was early. This is like one of the first ones y'all
catch
made.
Me early.
Yeah.
Catch me
this
early.
Like one of the first ones y'all had started making and shit. I'm like, can you make that in black and red? Because I had some shoes that I wanted to wear with and shit.
But the rooting for everybody from Milwaukee shirt, when I say this year, was the best.
The black and white one, I fuck with that
mug
one.
is still selling today.
I fuck with the black and white.
We dropped in April, and that mug is still selling today. And I remember Buddy hit me like, "Dang, them doing numbers or whatever. Like, you getting your shit off with those."
And I fuck with the way people was taking their pictures with them.
Yes, people love them, and that's about building community. Yeah. People bought into that shirt, like people bought into Milwaukee, and the whole message behind the black and white one is like, it's our time. Like, Milwaukee is on the map. It's our time. It's time to put on for our city. It's time to love our city. We had the hottest song at the time with Eat Her Up and JP song, and like we just was doing big shit. So I thought that it was like perfect to just make it a classic black and white, and that shirt is still doing numbers to this day, which is just so crazy. And then go back to speaking to like building community.
But that's one of the things when you said that. So I was telling Dooch about this too. Like, we just had these one-off text conversations about like, oh, did you see this? Like, yeah, I seen that. Oh, so we was thinking of like, so I've been like, so Rhapsody, right? Rhapsody's one of my favorite rappers.
I love her.
And she started one of those communities on Instagram. And one of the things I seen, I don't want to say the wrong name, but I seen an exec in the industry say, they're turning like the artists that are more successful. It doesn't even matter like streams, but it's talking about like merch and connection. Yes. They building shit like those channels.
Yep.
And then they're introducing shit like they introducing shit through channels. So like, I got this shirt, and I thought I was gonna be ahead and shit, but she did like this marketing, and I never really seen her do merch like that.
She turned the corner.
She definitely is. Right. But that community, like, you know, even with I'm in her name's Samara Sin. Like, she's an upcoming rapper, and I fuck with her sound. And even Smino, like Smino put like he put up like, hey y'all, I'm about to drop this freestyle.
Yeah.
Hit an emoji, right? But he drop it there first.
Yep.
So all of that links to merch. Like, so she dropped, her group is called Love. Her channel, Rhapsody's channel is called Loved Ones, and she dropped a merch link first. And it was like, she revealed if you bought the t-shirt, she revealed the name of her album and the drop date before it came out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so like the color of the album, like we knew everything, all of that. It listed all her old albums, and then it unveiled her new album. Okay. Like, shit like that is like, it's building community.
It is.
So like, you know, when you said, hey, take a picture in the shirt.
Easter eggs to keep looking forward to. You dropping these Easter eggs for people to be able to keep looking forward to. Although she was already an established artist, I love the way that JT came back and she had her run. Like, she had her merch drops. She was popping up at different clubs. She was doing pop-ups. And a lot of people had a lot of things to say about that. But it's like, for you to be able to be a celebrity and meet your people at a store and they come in to pick up merch from you, like, that's love. That's really building community. She had started this thing where she did rap battles with people, and she would bring people to the stage and like, let's rap my shit bar for bar. Yeah. Let's see who got it colder. And like, that really was building community. Another artist that kind of did the same thing is Charity. She out of Detroit. Yeah. She's a songstress out of Detroit, and she dropped merch, and then she also had other people join in and like sing her song. So she had like, just like, hey, go online, sing this song, and I'll repost y'all. Like, that is just broadening her community.
Yeah. Well, it's like we talked about earlier with Westside Gun, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Like, he went and started a whole gallery in Buffalo, but he's been doing like a whole bunch of like old school wrestling pop-ups, like whatever. And that's like, people don't believe it. Like, people make fun. Wrestling's a culture. Yeah. So like, even when he was he buys old stuff and he repurposes it with they shit. And like, people pop up to get him signed. People pop up to, you know what I'm saying, just to be in a store. Like, my wife got me a personal shopper to do Nigo, when he did I Know Nigo, and they did the pop-up store in New York, like people was around the corner. Like some of them couldn't even buy nothing because by the time you get in, it's gone. But they just want to be in there. Presence. Like, and it came with like the stuff you talking about, like the experience. So the community experience, like the stickers, like we've been experimenting with like keychains, stickers, bubble wrap, lighters, all of that stuff. But it's like people want the experience.
People be wanting that more than everything and shit. But I was gonna say, the reason why JT did that is the restart.
Yeah, she had the pressure restart
because I figured out that she was the real artist of the group.
Absolutely. If you listen to their story, it was just like, hey, no shot at Young Miami.
No. But she even said it like, no, she's the one that wanted to really do this. Like in UGK, Bun B said Pimp C was the nigga that this was his dream. This wasn't my dream. This was his dream. I just tagged along with him and shit. You know what I'm saying?
And it worked. And it worked. Like and when it stopped working, JT had the press the restart button. And then it's like, how do I restart? How do I reintroduce myself? I gotta go back.
Go back to the people.
Yeah, I gotta go back to the people. And that's a lot where people forget. Like I remember, and I know exactly who it is. I remember this dude was making a status and was like, why y'all don't buy my stuff, but y'all buy Gucci? And I had to tell him, like, you know, you got to start telling your story. Why did you start this thing? Why are you doing this? Why should I buy this thing? And he was like, well, me and him going back and forth on Facebook. Well, Gucci ain't got to tell no story. I'm like, they're already established.
No, they already have their story out.
Yes, they already have their story.
You go look it up, they have their story out.
Yeah, and I'm like, we just wasn't around at the time that they were starting this thing. Like, but you know,
they're 100 years old, bro. Right. Their story is out there.
But I'm like, people always be like, oh, you got to be popular, you got to be all of these things. It's like, no, you got to build that community. Like, you got to start, and whatever you do, you got to start. You got to be consistent with it. And I say I contribute a lot of like our community success to the pandemic, which is unfortunate, but I went live every single Monday at 9:00 p.m. And where you was meeting me at, on live every single Monday. And before that, people probably never heard my voice. They didn't know who I was personally, but they got to get on there. They got to kiki with me. And we really started to build that community, bringing on people to talk about sex work, to talk about taxes, to talk about things that was just plaguing the Black community at that time. And that's where people feel like they don't understand that. Like, you got to get back to the people. Like, that's where it's at.
In the trenches.
But you gotta be other people. Like, people don't want to do the honest work. And certain people, when they get to a certain level, like, I always joke about like Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Travis, he just did Days Before Rodeo. Now that's been out, right? He walked it back out. What he hit first? Merch. What he hit, because he already knows. I love Travis Scott. Like, you could say whatever. And this was, he even put up the video when he did Days Before Rodeo, and he was opening. It was at South by Southwest, and it was like 10 people in the audience. And then he flashed back to that whole footage.
80,000.
And then he flashed back, and it was like 80,000.
So what year was that though?
That was,
because I'm not following this whole
10 years ago. 10 years ago.
That is called
so Days
full
Before
circle moment.
Days Before Rodeo was like before his first big album.
Yeah.
So he had Feral Owl was a mixtape when he started getting his buzz. But he was saying like the community aspect is what I'm saying is like he was performing in his own state at South by Southwest, and it was like 12, 13 people. I swear, like you could see,
the floor,
walking past,
you could see the ground.
Whatever. And then he was like, yo,
his consistency.
And they made like a little commercial. He flashed his old logo with his hair on fire, Lil Flame. He did that. Then he said, well, we got merch. Then the t-shirt started rolling out.
Then
they showed him jumping around on stage by himself. And it flashed, and it was 80,000 people.
80,000.
And it's his community because
across the sea and shit. Like,
it's gonna sell out. And it's gonna sell out on his website. Then it's gonna sell out on Nike or whatever. Then it's gonna sell out on eBay. Then it's gonna sell out on whatever secondhand store because his community. Yeah, even when we went to see,
but he got the email shit. He got the email shit like you do. He got the email community. He sent the email out.
And I was just gonna say that because I feel like we running through it. But if we could, like, for the people that's watching, give them
I was
like
gonna say, give us some tips.
Three tips. Like each of us, like get them a tip on like building community that extends to sales. That email list is a huge thing. I'll say that.
Number one.
The email list, because
that's number one.
It goes straight to their phone. It's just a way to engage, and you ain't necessarily got to always be selling people something. One of my
Happy Friday
homegirls,
type shit.
Yeah, she started like a Wednesday thing, and she'd just tell a story. Of like she went to Disney World this year for work. You know, like she went to Disney World this year for work, but she went back and told the story of how the first time she went to Disney World, she was a new mom and all of this stuff. Like those, you use your email list to tell stories and build connections with people. You ain't always got to be selling them motherfuckers. Like you ain't always got to be sending them a link. And that's something that I need to get back to. It does take a lot of planning. You do have to write that stuff out. But you know, the email list, I would say, is like a huge thing for building community. That's like
number one.
Yeah,
that's number one. That's definitely my number one.
Be another one.
That's my number one.
Y'all gurus.
Like when you or when you with the people, don't always just try to sell them something.
Yeah,
that's what I would say. Like even if you posting on Instagram, don't only post when you got something to sell. Like post and comment on other people's stuff or reshare other people's stuff and
be a fan.
Yeah,
like be a fan of other people. Like
yeah, I would say that.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna say 3 is like be consistent with your people. Like have a rollout. Like even if it's a text.
Yeah.
Have a rollout to build like that. Like they say a groundswell. So like shout out to Emmett James. Like Emmett.
I love Emmett.
Emmett's a fucking genius.
He's very good at that.
Emmett's a genius at that. And
I bought something from Emmett. And I didn't even know Emmett like that. I bought the long sleeve t-shirt with his logo, the logo, the hair logo.
And his thing is he's very quirky.
Yeah.
And it's like comical.
I'm gonna get on his
but like it makes sense to his brand. And so he does a lot of stuff that's like for his community. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
and learn how to speak to your community. That's a huge thing. What your community sound like. Because like man, so many times people want to look the part or sound the part, and you throwing your community off. Like, we don't even talk like that. What you doing?
I think,
like,
I had a conversation with a friend of mine. His name is Sam Casala, and he does like art. So he works at Arts at Large, and we were talking about like I changed my stage name a couple times. Once, and he was like, "Why'd you change your stage name?" And he was like, "But to me, you're not a character." And I was like, well, I'm all of these things, but I'm not a character. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in between somewhere. Like
give me what was your stage name and then what?
So my former stage name was Maul himself, right? Because I was like, I want to be
Maul himself,
right? When somebody said like, oh, this is Maul's being himself, but then I thought about like it's still a character to me. So I changed my name to my government name, which is Molly Napoleon. Well, my grandma called me Molly. So I felt like it's not more so like you don't have to put on this thing. Like some people get in front of their audience and they met the acting.
Yeah.
Like
but I think that's also how artists
put you off the jet, bro.
Things because
put your ass off the jet.
Maul himself, or you could just be Maul. But like when you go home, I don't know if you have kids or you talked about your wife. Like you are a different individual in those settings. Like,
but I think it's like you don't want a character code switch. Like people get caught in that shit. So like when we talked about earlier, like I'm all of these things. My wife and kids know me very well. So I'm very much a nerd. I'm like very much a creative. I'm very much like I'm still 1 foot in, 1 foot out on certain things. Like I ain't by any means, I ain't trying to do none of that because I don't have to. But I'm still connected to you know my cousins in Chicago and like when they have things to talk about. Like, hey bro, this ain't the time you want to risk. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like all those type things. So but I can be in the intellectual community. I can be comfortable in the hood. I can be comfortable in corporate America. I can be comfortable in the sports, in the sports side, because it's not a character. It's just the shit I am now. Right. And so he was saying like most entertainers don't get the luxury of taking that off. They don't know when to take it off. And so sometimes like when you said Drake,
shit gets scary.
Unfortunately, shit gets scary. Right. Because like, if we being honest, he struggled with his identity since we seen him hit MySpace.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a buck.
No, for real.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, I'm this nerdy white Jewish, half white Jew. He said half white.
Yeah, I remember.
Right, Jewish kid. Right, that's an actor and whatever. And I have bar mitzvahs, and he struggled, right? He struggled, but then look at like a Raven Simone for a little bit. She was a child star.
Yeah,
she struggled with the character. Like,
hell, her ass still struggling right now.
We seen her as a little bitty cute girl, right? Fucking Britney Spears and Hannah Montana's of the world, like all of them, Rudy Huxtable, all of them, Vanessa off Bernie Mac show, like
they struggle with going from being a kid to adult star.
And sometimes
like even Macaulay Culkin, all them motherfuckers.
It's hard to take off the character for what you known to be.
And I think that the character kind of protects the individual because like, okay, action. I'm out here. I'm in the real world. And then I get to be myself. Like when I go home behind closed doors, like I get to just be myself. Yeah. Like, so that sometimes that character protects the real individual. Like I know I'm at work right now.
It does, but it builds community a little bit better. And this is the thing is like people, like the level of celebrity, right? Mm-hmm. The access of celebrity, people we fall in love with that.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember when Snapchat came out, my friend was like, "Girl, all the celebrities are on Snapchat." Right. And she was like, "They showing their real life. They walking around their houses and stuff." I'm like,
"They showing their real."
You know what I mean? Like that's like Clubhouse. Clubhouse was like the first app you had to get like the little invite, right? But then like celebrities was in there like at first, like having like real conversations you probably wouldn't be able to have with them if you tried to walk up to, run up on them in person. Mm-hmm. Right. But I think what I'm saying is to that point is like community now, people don't, we know you celebrities.
Yeah.
People don't give a fuck about you being a celebrity anymore. Right. People want to see if you're real, even though you do got to keep that buffer. I totally agree. But also it's that degree of like sometimes being a little bit vulnerable, sometimes being like
I was just about to say, I want to know that you eat noodles.
Yeah.
Like I want to
know a normal person.
Yeah. I want to know that you are a normal individual. I want to know that your kid was bad today. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like as a parent, I want to know like that you struggling with dropping your kid off at college. Like I want to know these things. Like
that's because it's real to you and it's relatable to you because you're in that phase of your life.
I don't know what a jet is like. Yeah. I don't know what it's like to do certain things. So no, show me some relatability.
I mean, and some of that stuff too. Like I was laughing to myself that like people were like, "Oh, you never been to Ibiza," and I'm like, I know plenty of people that have been to Ibiza. That's normal folks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know plenty of people been to the Maldives.
Like, we could do that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been to Punta Cana. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, I know people that have done that. So it's like, it's achievable. So that don't attract me.
You'd be surprised people, like we just talked about the Paris and all that stuff. Like, you'd be surprised that people that haven't left their city.
And that's why I started doing We Be Abroad, because I want niggas to know that it's obtainable. Like, you ain't got to be a certain kind of motherfucker to do certain things. When I found out that Paris was cheaper than going to Houston, I was like, oh, we going to Paris. Like, we done been to Paris 3 times.
Motherfuckers think the tickets is $1 million. Like,
no, it's not.
I like the nigga, the ticket to the Bucks game was more than the flight.
For real, listen.
The ticket to the game was more than the flight.
Yeah. That's when we I've always been the person to say, if you don't want everybody to know, don't tell me. And I ain't talking about like personal business or anything like that. I'm talking about some shit. Like, if you don't want nobody to know, if you don't want niggas to know, don't tell me. Because as soon as I found out that getting a passport, you could do that like that. As soon as I found out that a flight to Paris was less than a flight to Houston, I'm telling niggas, like, I'm going to push you on. Like, don't tell me nothing if you don't want
nobody to know. Like, I've been telling niggas about the global entry shit. Like,
but that's the thing.
I still need to get on that.
No,
I be in line like
I'm salty that I got the TSA pre-check and didn't get the global entry, even though global entry
helped me come back.
Yeah.
It don't quicker. Help me go over there. It helped me come back.
But you get TSA pre-check with the global entry.
But it helped me. That ain't gonna get me there faster. It's gonna help me come back
when
home.
You come back, the process of coming back is gonna be easier. You don't got to go through all that shit.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean too, like,
but even just stuff like that, like little month shit, like that shit.
Hell,
that's part of the community.
Know about stuff about like purchasing homes and anything, like put your people on.
Like
I screenshot something so quick. Like, did you know that they was giving this out? Like,
but I think too, me and you had this conversation a lot. So, Kayla, like, one of the conversations we have is one of the highest ranking Black women that I know at a company said Black men and sometimes Black women don't practice nepotism. And like people think nepotism is always like money or it's always like status. It's
Put
not.
me on,
Nepotism is some kind of information.
Yeah.
And if you can put them in a place, like that's traditionally what we feel like nepotism is. But like even with Dooch, I'll credit Dooch. Like I was like, hey, I want to do this. And he was like, well, have you thought about this? Use this site. Hey, use this. This is where I get this from.
Dooch ain't got no problem with giving information. I just seen the, I don't even want to talk about it, but like I just seen him do something and I text him and said, hey, can I have a link for that? Immediately send me the link for it. Like, and a lot of people like, well, you're gonna have to pay me. And granted, sometimes if I do the work, I feel like you do need to pay for certain things. Like you do need to like have a consulting fee or whatever. But like when you like truly could just like hit somebody up and like it's something as simple as a link, like or whatever, like give it to people. Like,
I mean,
the information. But I do understand, like for certain things, if you want me to sit down and process something out of my brain, totally bring an idea out of my brain.
You just asked me about a link for a t-shirt, like here, take this.
I mean,
these are the blanks that we use.
That'd be most of our texts. Like I'll be like, he'll be like, he'll DM me on Instagram, and I'll be like, you found this, and then I'll text him right back like, hey, you seen these?
Yeah.
Like, but like I feel like that's the least you could do.
Yeah.
That's the least you could do as far as like, you know, Milwaukee runs on competition sometime too, but we could touch on that on a whole another.
No, we can talk about it.
Yeah,
because I think that's a part of like community, and that's where things get stifled, like because of competition.
I like competition, though.
But I'm torn on. I'm torn on that, and the reason I'm torn on that is because we can be competitors.
That's what I'm saying, and it don't got. We can be competitors, and I think it brings out the best.
Iron sharpens iron. Like
that's what I'm about to say. It brings out the best thing.
But so that's the thing. People say that.
Yeah.
But they don't. They don't mean that.
People say,
but they fear it.
Yeah,
people say,
they say
iron sharpens iron, and blah blah blah. But it's really not that. But at the same time, like even if it's iron sharpens iron, I don't have a problem with another black man saying, "Hey, bro, I see what you're doing like this. Like, hey, how did you get whatever?" Yeah. I'll still slide whatever. Like, it doesn't mean you're gonna do it to the degree I do it.
And that's what I say all the time. Is. Like, and niggas gonna sound cocky. But whatever, like whatever. Somebody could try to do something that I'm doing, but it won't ever be what I'm doing.
That's why I could give. I'll give you whatever. You're not you ain't gonna do it like me.
You don't have my sauce. You don't have my game plan. Like
and that ain't even a bad thing. It's just it's gonna be different. Like
it's going to be different. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and like we talk about rollout, so I tell people like, and shout out to our brother Renz, like. He helped me. Like I had never thought about doing things with like more intention, and I learned that over like the few years. Like intention, my intentionality is way different than other people, and I don't have to be popular. Like it depends on what you after.
Yeah.
But if he asked, like, bro, when you did this, what was you thinking? Blah blah. I'm like, hey, bro, I use this. Do you need help? Nah, I just need to all right, back.
I just need to know what you do.
I just need to know what you did. I just need to know the system.
Now, some people.
I like just knowing what it is. I want to tweak it and do it my way.
Yeah, but some people don't want you to know what they know.
Exactly.
And I feel like
sometimes I don't even ask though, because in my mind, I'm a project manager and I can reverse engineer anything that somebody else has done. So if I look at the beginning of your rollout, I see your teaser, I see the actual drop, I see the follow-up, I see the community standpoint. Like I'm going to follow it, and this could be a motherfucker selling bread. I'm going to take the key components of what they did to sell that fucking bread, and I'm gonna go do my own thing with something completely different.
Put my twist on it.
Right.
And I'll put my twist on it.
But
I do that with bigger brands, like
that's who I follow. That's who I follow.
But they do it to each other.
They
do it to each other.
That's who I follow. That's who I study. And what I learned is everything needs a visual. I don't give a fuck what you're selling, what you're doing. Everything needs a visual. And while that may take a larger budget, it may cost you a little bit more money. People receive things in visual form. You can't just tell somebody, "Oh, I'm selling a t-shirt." Well, bitch, what it look like? Who wearing it? How can you style it? Show me all of that in your visual. Show me somebody rocking it in your visual. Like for the last 2 game nights that we've done, I've done visuals. This last one
like
I did, I took them for MTV Cribs. We having it at a new space that we haven't been at. We've never done game night before. So okay, let's take them for a walkthrough and show them what this place will be like, what this experience will feel like. Let's show them, and let's do it in a way that's relatable to them, because everybody that I know who I'm talking to. I know who my community is. I know that my whole community has seen MTV Cribs, at least one episode of MTV Cribs. So let me take y'all in here. Let me show y'all what this going to be like. Let me show y'all the experience. Now let me kick y'all out. Y'all going to connect to that because y'all were watching MTV Cribs back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So I think that everything needs a visual. Like you said, everything like needs a rollout. Everything needs like a strategic plan. And a lot of times that we talk about building community, if we're talking about like dropping things, a lot of times people get discouraged because they made one post about something and it didn't catch fire, it didn't catch, traction the way that they wanted it to. And it's because like, did you really sit down and plan it out, or did you say, well, I'm just gonna wing it, I'm just gonna post this, like it don't work like that. If we talking about big brands, I follow Nike a lot. Like I pay attention to Nike, and while they have the community, while they have an email list, while they are consistent, all of that stuff, they gonna give you a visual. They're gonna tell you a story. They're gonna attach it to a person that you're connected to, whether that be an athlete or a rapper, whoever. Like shout out to Wale. Yeah,
he's rolling himself back out to the public now because he dropped the DMV Phone-Posits. He announced the tour. I'm sure he's about to announce an album next. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just rolling himself.
He is an established artist, and he is doing this.
Because he's a person he's been out of the loop for a long time. But it's like,
you always have to keep doing those things.
Mm-hmm. You know, like even Big Sean just did it. Big Sean just did the same thing.
But one of the things I want to touch back on, because we talked about iron sharpening iron, and this is where I get pissed off. In a creative community or any community, just because someone's not popular or you don't view them as popular, y'all need to understand gravity works.
Oh, that's a fact.
And for what I see in our city a lot is like, this is our first time meeting, right? I could have no followers at all, but be fucking extraordinary as to what I do for other people. And you may not even see it in my product because I'm not the fucking focus.
Right.
I've never wanted to be the focus.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's enough out there about me like that. Yeah. That, okay.
Yeah. Like that's who you need to go to.
I can see it. Yeah. I can see it, but you never see it because I don't want you to see it. You see my process in the people that I support.
Yeah.
And you may not even know who I support, and I like it that way.
Yeah.
But
and that's how I used to want to be until I figured out that I needed to step to the forefront.
Sometimes you do, which is a weakness of mine. Yep.
Yeah, like
it can become a weakness.
Not even I knew. I can't even take that credit. Two people helped me realize, like, Full Circle Television is going to do something else once you make yourself the center of attention.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to be that. That's why you didn't see me on Relationship Goals, the series. I was the producer of Relationship Goals, the series. I was the creator. But once I started to go live and host events and like do other things, I really started to see that community build because people needed something to attach themselves to.
I think I'm coming into that point now. Like I never wanted to be the front person of it.
Yeah.
But on the last pod, they just talked about me being the logo. Like
you are.
You
do.
So I gotta step in.
Or Dutch.
I gotta step in. I gotta step into that role, and that's what I think the next project is that we're gonna lean into that idea of me.
Like who's Dooch?
Yeah,
But you know what's crazy is while you are the logo now, before I knew Dooch, I knew the limo.
Oh, yeah, the old logo,
yeah.
And the story, I don't even want to talk about the story.
And that's crazy. I didn't know you, but I knew the limo.
The limo, yeah. There was a story behind the limo too. While we even,
I heard of Every Day before.
Yeah.
But one of our mutual friends like, y'all need to work together, and we was like, And then the last, I don't know, like what. Almost
like
a year?
6 months.
6 months, 7 months. Like we just been clicking.
Like the top of the year.
And it be like that. And
it's been before the top of the year, low key.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn near. It's been like damn near a year.
Damn near a year now.
Almost a year.
So it's just like when you find people. One of the things I feel like Milwaukee does is y'all put stock into who tells y'all who's popular, who tells y'all who popping.
Oh, for sure.
And that's just the part of the community too. Like
It's just the culture of Milwaukee.
Yeah, but it can be a bad thing.
And you could kind of trick that system.
Yeah, you can, but that's our problem. Our problem has always been popularity over additive value.
Yeah.
So like when you find a community, and that's why community is important now to everything, because you are the additive value to the community.
Yeah.
Like it may be those 6 degrees of separation we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
It may be you being the co-star. It might you be being like, all right, let me show y'all. Sometimes you got to pop out and show
niggas,
right? Like, so that's the phase, that's the phase I'm in right now. Like I really could, if I took all of the energy that I placed in other people because I want them to,
and that's what I'd
be successful. Him to do. I could run amok if I wanted to.
But this is what I'd be telling him to do, because he has a project that he's been thinking about doing, and I've been wanting him to do it so I can help out with the merch and do all that stuff.
It's crazy
on the side. But
we're about to have a consultation right now. What's stopping you? Why don't you want to be
because he wants in the
to help, forefront?
He want to help everybody else.
Yeah, you could say that, but
no, I really do.
No. And I get it, but you could say that because listen,
that's how you really
I had to have a good friend of mine check me, and he was like, why don't you want to be the face of this thing? Because for a long time I was posting like I was posting for a friend and all of that stuff. He was like, why you don't want to do it? And I'm like, oh, because I just want to play the back. He said, no, you scared. He said, you scared.
He not scared. He really
no. But and I'm like, and I'm sitting there being defensive, like, no, I ain't scared. What you talking about? You don't know what you talking about.
You scared it's gonna work.
And he like,
scared it's gonna work.
You scared it's gonna work, but not only that, you scared now. You don't get to be this shadow. You gotta be that nigga.
You gotta be the person.
You gotta be that person. You can't. Once you present yourself, you can't go back.
Yeah.
You are there now. You are exposed. Like that's what a lot of us are afraid of. Like this is our thing. This is our baby. We love it. We want to protect it. Like we don't want to be out in the open and somebody ridiculing that shit. Like we afraid.
I mean,
because he has a dope project idea. It's crazy.
People gonna ridicule it regardless. Like I'm not even worried about that. What I'm worried about is the follow through. So like I had a situation when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I stepped out and it went sideways because I wasn't ready.
Okay.
It went very well, but I wasn't ready and I fucked it up. So then it was more like God was like, okay. You see how when you want to be something, because I seen somebody else moving.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm talented enough to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And I had all these crazy ideas and niggas thought I was doing too much. And I buried myself. Now with helping people, it's more so like I want to see people win. Like I feel like, and it's not even like this God complex ass thing. It's just like I feel like people will say they want you to win, and then there's people that really want to see you win and want to help you win.
Yeah,
I genuinely like for the people in like Good Riddance, the people in the House of Renji, the people that like even kids that I coach or people that I help support in some odd way. Either it's like a yes or no question, or it's like whatever. I want to see them succeed,
me too,
and I feel like
genuinely,
and I feel like
just
sometimes
like when people just like I pray for you. No, really pray for me.
No, really pray
for
me.
People
like, don't just say that.
People want to it sounds good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I want to do good.
Exactly.
So I do it, but also it comes at a price.
No, it does, and I feel like for the same for me. Like if I see you talented, and I don't give a fuck what your talent is. You can rap, you can do a sew-in, you could paint, you could draw, you good at being a people person, like whatever it is.
Dyeing shoestrings, I don't give a fuck.
I don't care what it is. Like I want to hoist you like higher. So what can I do to assist you to be the best version of yourself? You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that's just always been my role, like in just like life in general, like with my friends and with people out in the community, is just like, how can I make you better? But then I also realized that I needed to start to put that same energy into myself, and then also put that same belief in myself, because you could believe in another motherfucker all day because it's easier for you to believe in them, like they cold, but no, like start believing in yourself like that, so that you can take yourself to the next level, and then you be more impactful for the people that you helping.
I mean, most of the time, like I said this on like the outro to my first album, which Renz dragged me like, I hate because it happened for COVID.
That's what I got. That's what me. I got to do you like Renz did.
But me and Sam was just talking about this. Like it never really got to see the traction it got during COVID was amazing. Like it was other artists, like artists that I love, that I grew up on, respect, whatever.
Name dropping.
You know what I'm saying? We did that earlier. I don't name drop.
No, he got some famous friends.
That's all I'm saying.
But so like that's my thing too. Like I used to want to do those things. Like I do sometimes, but like for me, the important thing was like I gotta be the best me so I can help people be the best them.
Yeah.
Right. So now I'm back in that mode, but also I'm just saying like taking advantage of circumstances and, you know, really not supporting somebody and you saying you supporting somebody or you support them to a certain extent. You know, I read this. It was a meme and it was like, you got to be careful who you build a foundation with, especially if you don't feel solid about yourself, because a motherfucker take your foundation and finish building it with somebody else.
Period.
And so like,
contracts.
Well,
yeah, that's a part of the foundation.
I mean but I didn't mean that, but yeah. Mm-hmm. But for me, like, I just want like the people in my circle to know, like, hey, bro, I need this from you, and I'm gonna do it. Now you might not like it, but my thing is always don't ask me to fucking do it if you don't want me to do it to my whole heart, because and it's been good and bad. It's fucked me up sometimes, and it's been a blessing. But me, when I said intentionality, so he wants to talk about this project. Well, I don't know how to explain it to you. I like really dense, nerdy rap shit.
Okay.
It's not that I prefer only dense, nerdy rap shit. Let me preface it by that. So,
but for your projects, you want.
But for my projects, I like playing this shallow, deep game, and I learned it from
the famous friends. Yeah.
No, bro. Yeah, I named it from rappers that I hold in a very high regard.
Like, give us examples. Is that like Childish Gambino?
Nah, like a Lupe Fiasco, a Mickey Fax, a Black Thought.
Yeah, I had to, pull it out.
No, but not even like, like I learned from like, shout out to Chilla Jones that works at Pendulum Inc. He's a battle rapper. He's a well-known battle rapper.
Yeah.
So like I've been able in the last 5 years, like,
oh, that remind me, I got
to think about how they think about rap is more like Lupe's fucking teaching at MIT, Ninth Wonder's fucking teaching at Carolina A&T and Yale, and they're teaching rap and hip hop as a science.
Yeah.
So like I nerd out on shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like sewing things in deep, like a storyline inside of a storyline inside of a storyline inside of a storyline.
Did I tell you I had a dream inside of a dream?
You can have that.
I had one.
Yes, that's.
Can you gonna have to write it down and send it to me? Yeah.
I don't remember what happened. I just remember waking up
and still being
inside
it.
I was still in the dream.
Yeah.
Do you look that stuff up? So
I did.
I don't play, like, if I have a dream that I can remember, I'm looking it up and I'm not going off the first Google. Like I'm probably digging all day for real to really figure out what that was about.
I remember I gotta look it up there.
Yeah, I
swear to God, I was on some what was that name of the movie?
Inception.
Yeah, bro. I swear to God, I woke up from a dream. I was still in the dream, and then I woke up again.
I'll give you an example. So my first album was called "I Wish You Could See What I See."
Yeah.
Right, and it was because my wife kept telling me this whole time I was investing so much into people, and she was like, "You a star," and I'm like, "No, I'm not, babe. I'm a vessel. God brought. I'm like, I see it now. I'm just a vessel." And he was like, when God says the last shall be first, like,
the first.
right,
yeah.
Right. So I was like, okay, maybe this is what he want me to do. Yeah. And she was like, I wish you just seen what I see. I wish you could see what I see sometime. Yeah. And so I named it that. But after that, it was based on anamorphic art. The homie Tay Butler, Ron Tay Butler, who's now an accomplished artist from Milwaukee, and he's a dope ass rapper. He moved to Houston.
He's been on the pod.
And he's a professor of art.
Yeah.
And so he did my cover art, and the way he did it was like you could only see what it was unless I told you, or you had the perspective I was looking at it from.
I like
so
that.
So like the thing about it is, like, if you take the palm of your hand right now and you did this, you're not gonna see shit. You'll know it's your palm because but if you just walked up to a random painting and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Because you're too close to it. Or they say a certain art you got to stand back from.
Yeah.
So it was like that. The next one is somebody gonna buy my shit. Anyway, this is me being an asshole.
No, they not.
But it's called the blind man who saw yellow. And literally my character is blind, or is he? But it's different types of blindness.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, I had a dream about
What was the Denzel movie?
Book of Eli. But it ties into that. So like one of the songs is based on like the Book of Eli. Yeah. So the big homie Mickey Fax was like, yo, you want to really get into it? I'm blind as a bat. Like literally. He was like, take your contacts out. And just have your wife and kids and just what you can't see and get into character.
Basically what you just was talking about, the method acting.
Yeah, like, so like you that, right?
In the character, yeah.
So that's what he want me to do, and I got some really good resources around it, XYZ. Hey. But one thing about a dream, and you may, because you told me pre-pod, like you into those type of things. Mm-hmm. There's a white comedian, Matt Rife, right?
No, that's my nigga. I fuck with him.
Right. I had this dream before, and I was like, I'm a fucking weirdo, and I kept spitting out my teeth when I was talking to people, like, and he was like, "Yo, I went to my psychiatrist."
Yeah.
And she said, just how you lose your teeth as a child, it's new beginnings, or you need to get something out of you to start over. And I was like, well, what the fuck does that mean? But I started looking it up.
Yep.
And it is that he wasn't lying. Like, that's what it means. It means like there's something that you need to extract or move on from, or something new coming your way and you need to make room for it. And ever since I had that dream, but I had that dream 8 months ago. And we had some personal conversations about like my career, like, and like how it's 6 degrees to certain people and they forget about me because I let them forget about me because I step back to help them, and they don't. It's not giving back all the way.
Yeah.
So I mean, long story short, I got some shit.
Yeah,
you right. I do need to step forward.
Just like everybody get on my ass about putting out these projects. I'm gonna get on there.
But you.
No, I know I'm due.
Me and you done been. We done been through.
I know I'm past due.
We done been through everything.
But I'm loading up a bunch of projects. Like me and Keith we finishing up a project. Me and Rizzy finishing up a project. I want to do this R&B. Like I've been torn between doing an R&B project and doing a rap and R&B project because
I want him to do the R&B.
I'm gonna do an R&B project. That's what's coming up next.
Hey, if I can do it, you can do it.
I've been torn about doing it because people be asking me for rap too and shit, and I didn't have Rizzy. Rizzy was moving, doing his shit, so I'm like, damn, I can't get my rap shit off like I want to because Rizzy not there and shit.
Of course you can.
But now he's back, so I can do my rap shit there. And I can do my R&B shit by myself and shit. So
all I know is I better make.
I better
make one of these. I better make one of these.
No, you're gonna be on both of them.
And I can do both. People don't know that. But I think too, like all of this is to say, like, y'all both seem like you're in positive communities.
No,
and
for sure.
That's like one of the things about it.
For sure.
But community,
we down there in the same community.
We're the same community. But being part of the community is holding each other accountable.
Yeah. Okay, so
no,
I'm glad you said that.
I'm a pivot to this.
No, we can talk about it.
But I'm a real quick. Just it's some things like that goes on in the community, and I think we have to start understanding like where people are coming from. But that's nor here nor there because you can't keep nothing if you never had nothing. If you don't want to keep it.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of us come from the same places of want, not having some kind of deficit. Like you can't expect people to make a surplus out of a fucking deficit.
Right.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when it comes down to talent and building relationships, when you do get something that's moving and you do see people that's moving together, things happen.
No, that's
right. And that's
what I was gonna say. We just got to do right.
You just got to do right by people.
That's the thing.
And so, for me, this whole scales thing.
Yeah.
You never want to see it happen in general.
Right.
No, you definitely don't.
You never want to see it happen in close proximity. Now, I've had business conversations with him and general creative conversation with him. So I don't really know him deeply on a personal level. So I can't speak to that. What I will say is that when we start getting a spark of what we have been saying we lost when it was the Cuckoos and the Drews and the Ice Moans and all of that.
Baby Drews.
And you know, the Rizzies, you know. I see this list going on about the top 5 songs and niggas and their feelings about that. And
then they made it top 10.
And they made it top 10 and now top 20 and you discrediting other artists. Like, when I was younger, I used to subscribe to that shit heavy. I can't fuck with that no more. Pardon my language. I can't fuck with that. But when you get young men and women out here that are drawing national eyes and we are committing business faux pas and shit like that, man, like, I can't speak for nobody, but this shit is tragic.
It is.
It can make a mark on people's lives in a very bad way. And so I'm just going, you know, whatever it is, whatever happened, bro, it just needs to be some kind of accountability.
And I'm gonna try to get him on here. I want to talk to him. I'm gonna talk to him. He told me to hit him. I'm gonna hit him sometime this week and have a conversation with him and see if he wants to have that conversation online or on here. But I
think it's the business side that killed me, and because they're young.
And it's the thing of the reason why I'm really salty at him is because he know better. One, like, you've grown up in this industry. Your dad was the first nigga to go platinum, first songwriter for other people and shit and getting all that stuff. Like, you know better. Two, me hearing that girl cry like that about something that you did to her is fucking me up in a way. So I'm gonna have a conversation with him, and then I'm gonna try to get him on here so we can kind of trying to get to the bottom of it and get that girl her money back and stuff and all that stuff. So
I mean,
that's my perspective on it. Is just like, if we talking about community and we talking about like just building community and doing right by people and just doing the right thing, at the end of the day, like, this was a young lady who
trusted you,
but not only trusted you, but this was a young lady who got it out the mud, did it on her own. You know what I'm saying? She was already destined to be whatever she was going to be, and then she entrusted in an individual to help her go to the next level. And that's scary, because the next person that's coming behind her, that is going to be this viral sensation from Milwaukee, just doing it off their iPhone, they're going to need guidance. They are going to need somebody to like lead them in the right direction. And now it may stifle their career because they're going to be reluctant of taking this advice, taking this guidance from other people. And we just got to remember that every time we do something, we not only affecting the people that we doing it with, but we affecting other motherfuckers that come behind and that could really make an impact and a difference in our small city. Like, we don't get the opportunities that we got this year and for the last couple of years. We don't get these opportunities much. You know what I'm saying? So if we can't take people to the next level, sometimes we got to bow out gracefully and hand it off to somebody else.
And the thing that hurt me is that it's starting to be revealed more. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that, like, I'm kind of like, well, damn, like, wow, bro. Like, that's what fucked me up. Like I said, I don't know him like personally, but it's like to see, like, you know, Destiny Lynn's manager come out.
Yeah.
You know, to see Party at 4, who, you know, our brother just did a song with Party at 4. Like, to see that, to see like some of the text messages that some of these other younger artists that personally I've never heard about, but you know, they're younger and they sending these texts out, and it's tons of them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it ain't just
we
Maya.
Also got to educate our young people as well. So he's going to be 15 years old this weekend, and he's an artist, and he's coming up, and, you know, he tell me all the time, like, mama, this person could put me on, or they could do that, or whatever. Like, don't be sending nobody no money.
Exactly.
Don't be sending nobody no money. Yeah. But the thing is, we wasn't even having that conversation because I didn't think it was a conversation that we needed to have until this just happened. Yeah. And now I gotta tell him, like, don't be sending nobody no money.
Now you see why you don't need to be
man. Yeah. And it's not even for me, and you know this, so I'm gonna say it on here. It was another situation where a group of young men came to me and asked for guidance, right? And there's one young man in particular, and it's this dude, he from Milwaukee, and signed him to a contract.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, hey man, you're not putting out music, you're not, what we doing? Because we like rollouts and intentionality. Because in they age, like they could throw up whatever, like they going right now, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, they getting it out, right now. But this gentleman from Milwaukee signed him to a 20-year fucking deal.
20
and he signed it when he was 19, and he didn't get any consideration, so he didn't get any money up front. He didn't get anything. He controls his likeness, his collaborations, his merch, his everything.
Yikes.
And I had to help him get out of it. And it's like, why? Like, why is that the why is that the norm? Why is that even cool?
Pressure.
That's a slave
not
deal.
Having the education, not having an attorney present.
It's the wanting to be a star.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know, but wait. I don't even know if it's necessarily wanting to be a star, but you did say that he ain't getting no upfront money. A lot of times it'd be like, shit, if I could get at least 10 to help my family right now, mama need this rent paid, these lights need, whatever. I could see people going for that, because that's the same thing that TLC then went for. Is like, shit, could we get a Jeep? Like,
we need something. And that's the thing. Like, he got nothing. Like, he didn't get songs produced. He didn't get a video shot. He didn't get nothing. He got nothing. So like, it's like, be careful. But also, even with there's a younger white kid my son goes to school with, super talented. Like, he can sing, he can rap, he can make his own beats, whatever. And now, and now, the conversation with his family, with me, is gonna be totally different because of shit like this. And they're aware. Like, they see, they do their research. So it's like, well, damn, bro, like,
you making it harder for
other manager, not even me, but other managers that manage.
So let's talk about the role of a manager. Like, what is the role of a manager? Is it to take the artist to the next level? Is it to guide them? Like, what is the role of a manager? Like, so for the artists that are watching this or listening to this, like, when do you seek management, and what is the role of said manager?
I would say, for me, so first, let me clarify. I'm not a manager. I'm more of a consultant.
Okay.
And the reason I say not a manager, because I don't do this shit full time.
Okay.
I should. I want to. I want to be an A&R, low key. I want to be an A&R. It's like, I just want to work with different genres and whatever. But I think it depends on what the artist wants. Right? I always tell people, like, what I learned is, somebody told me the hard truth. You ain't got shit to manage. What the fuck am I managing?
You gotta already be that nigga. Like, you gotta have some
it's not even that. You gotta,
type of motion.
Like what you said earlier, it's not even about the motion. Is you gotta have intentionality. You gotta have a plan. I need to know, what am I doing?
So
like,
like, where am I going?
So like, one of the homies asked me about being a manager. I said, what do you need for me to do? Let's compare it to what a manager job at a label actually does. And it's not just taking you to the next level. It's like booking. It's consulting. It's branding. It's being a motherfucker in your ear. Like, don't do that. Take that shit down. Don't wear that. Where the music at? What we doing? We got these deadlines. You told them this. You got paid for this. We got to do this. It's literally like almost it's not babysitting. It's
what's
almost
crazy
like,
is, I think that people need managers. They need a manager for sure.
You do. In her situation, she needed a manager.
You need managers for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, we saw the demise of this, so this is really not a good example. But for like the last 2 years of City Girls, they didn't have no manager. Like, they was doing that shit themselves. Which is crazy. Because y'all got a label, but y'all don't have a manager.
Because sometimes, like, that's an extra mouth to feed. Like, managers are good. Like, so
we're already splitting it in two. Now we gotta split it.
Let's take let's take a megastar, Taylor Swift. Look what Scooter Braun did to Taylor Swift.
That's a fact.
Right? So then it's like, well, do I really want a motherfucking manager? Because managers, by and large, they do all the stuff that artists don't want to and shouldn't want to be doing.
So they can focus on
so like distribution, all of that. Now, at a major, sometime back in the day, from what I understand, majors, they would assign you a manager. You came in with a manager, that's cool. You can keep him or her, but we're gonna assign you a late, because we need somebody on our side to be in the trenches and understand what it is, whatever. Now, when you walk in a door with a manager, some labels will be like, okay, that's cool. You trust them. We don't want to infract on any relationship, whatever. Now, the purpose of signing a management contract is that person has to do legally what you're paying them to do. Because a manager can get anywhere from 20 to 30%. 10 to 30%. So Travis Scott manager, like we say, whatever, he might not pay him off the music. He might, I make so much of merch. Hey, Maul, your 30% coming from this merch.
Wait, that go off of that too?
No. It depends on. I was using an example. So bad example.
I was just gonna say you gonna get this music shit.
But listen, it could be whatever we and you work out.
Yeah. Okay.
You could be like, hey, bro, you're not getting none of these streams, these songwriting credits, my nigga. That's all me.
Yeah.
But
I make enough from merch.
Here you go.
Hey, I made 120 off merch. Here go your 30%, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I made this off a show. Here go your 30%, bro.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that was how much they was getting out. What happened to the buys?
It depends. From what it depends. It could be from 10 to 30 from what I know, but it depends on. I'm not in the industry no more or at all, so I don't know what it is. But what I will say is when it comes to management too, one thing that Sweetie said broke my heart was like she got an advance and gave you an advance.
Yeah.
And the other thing,
like, and I'm not, this ain't beating her up at all. We got to know how to manage our money. So, like, between my advance and me giving somebody else some money, I'm going to need a financial advisor. I need somebody. I never had this kind of money before. I need somebody to help me with this. Who get what? How they get it? When do they get it? Like,
But that's part of the communal aspect of educating each other and being like, all right, okay, cool.
Yeah.
We got this because, like, again, one of the first things, and I seen some of that pod. It was like Real Comedy or Die. I think it is. I don't want to misquote homie show.
Who?
The podcast. He just did a pod with them.
Who did?
He just did a pod with my P.
Yeah.
And you know, he was like, well, what happened? Why didn't y'all sign a contract? And she did say her parents, but my thing is now, like, you gain trust of her trustees. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Like I said, I don't really know too much about it. I don't want to
speculate too much
or condemn Scales or nothing like that.
The conversation just needs to be
had. The conversation got to be had.
There's so many creatives. There's so many people out here that want to do the shit. Yeah. They see it and it look easy. The stories need to be told, and I'm happy that it's coming out the way that it is. It's unfortunate because one party ain't looking too hot in the whole circumstance or whatever. But I think that it's a lesson that could be learned. I'm a firm believer in learning from your mistakes versus me taking them. Like, so I think that
she said that too. She said that in other pod that she just wants people to learn from her mistakes and not make the same mistakes. But my thing is, like, it's just crazy. Like, all these other people are coming out.
Because like you said, back to what you said, everybody want to be a star. And if it's being a star, take a $250 deposit, that's nothing. Take this. Take it. Like, that's nothing for me. You could put me in a room with some motherfuckers that I wouldn't ever be able to reach. Take this $250. Like, take it, please. Like, and the saddest part about this, if we talking for real, like, these young people, so they collecting that from several different people probably, and you know, like, how am I get it back to them?
They getting out the mud. So, like,
I think the fucked up part is he got all that money and he has so many resources that he could have used that money to figure out how to make more money from.
I mean, for me, man, like, I'm speaking for me personally. That's a dream job for me.
Yeah,
exactly.
Me and you talk about this shit all the time. Me and the homies.
And that's crazy. That's something that I used to do. I want to do so many things, but it's only one me. But to be a manager of somebody in the music industry is like a huge thing, because like I really think that I could help like make somebody brandable, like make them
and
marketable. That's what I want to say.
I think too is like I just think like just like the reputational damage, like, because we don't even know what's gonna happen to her on the business end now.
She was talking about quitting.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and understood. Like, I again know somebody who won a Grammy up there, whatever, and he was like, "Dog, I'll kill myself."
Yeah. So okay, so that is the thing that I did say today. While Milwaukee gonna drag you, Milwaukee gonna get in that ass. Like, that's how we have been born and raised and breeded. Like, we are some ribbers, and we gonna get in that ass, and we gonna make a joke out of it. But one thing I said earlier today is I hope that this man is taking care of his mental, because to be able to be in the public light and to be ridiculed to
this
degree.
Yeah.
He needed to take that break. He needed to back up. He needed to get off. He needed to gather his thoughts, make sure he take care of himself. And if he is preparing a statement, making sure that motherfucker.
No, I'm gonna talk to him.
Yeah, it's ready. But I said that today, that I hope that he is taking the steps to protect his mental right now, because I couldn't even imagine. And while it's funny, like, we gon' rib this in Milwaukee.
I'm just saying,
it could get to an unsafe space. It could get to a real unsafe space.
And that's I mean, we got to be that too. And I think too, what's been counterproductive for him is all this dip. You know what I'm saying? If it was her, I think the jokes, that we gonna get. People gonna get, you know what I'm saying? People gonna have their hardy hearts or whatever. But it's extending, and now it's. Yo, dog, we been knowing about dude. We tried to tell you, hey, he can't speak for this. He was speaking on this.
Yeah.
He was stealing from, like, but again, I'm not here to judge him. I'm gonna say have some grace on that brother, but karma, gravity's ill. Gravity's ill. You know what I'm saying? And karma, she always up waiting. Yeah. So I mean, all I'm saying is, like, for younger artists, for people who want to be managers, people who want to be in the industry, like, just understand, like, having a contract or some kind of clause or some kind of agreement, some kind of paperwork is never bad
at all.
And it's never too much work. I always say that, because I'm gonna hit you with a contract. I don't give a fuck if it's me and Dooch. Like, I'm gonna hit anybody with a contract, and we could talk every fucking day. But if you get to acting funny because I presented you with a contract, I probably don't need to be doing business with you.
No,
I mean, I had management at a point, and shout out to the Mayhews. They did something like, I've never heard nobody do it, but they did something like whatever. And I dropped the ball because I wasn't sure of myself as an artist. But they were like, don't give us no money until you make every single cent you made that you invested yourself. That was in the contract. That was in the management contract.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Because then that forces me as your manager to work harder for you to get the money.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And again, everybody has a flexible definition of what management is, but that's what I think. I think management is, like you said, it's guidance, it's a protective, it's a making sure you get the money, because if you can't get the bag, in her circumstance, I can't get the bag. Yep. But if you already gave me a bag, that could have been a misstep. Yeah. Or it could have been, she fucking rock with you and love you enough. She gave you a bag, cash.
She said $2.
Man, off the love is idiotic as well. Like, because that's 40 G's.
But what?
She said she gave him 40 on the first.
Oh, 40 on the first. Yeah. Plus he was getting. Plus she found out he was getting show splits.
That's a bad deal. But that's not love.
When you think about it like this,
you moving wrong.
In retrospect,
I don't love nobody that much. I don't trust anyone that much.
But at 19, hear me out. At 19, and you make a TikTok and you pop. Nobody. I don't know if people were paying her attention before then, right?
They were. Yeah.
But
she was buzzing.
But she was buzzing. But then nobody stepped in to really give her that guidance. Yeah. And she probably like, oh, he's genuine. He fuck with me. He really want to see me succeed. He's going out of his way to do certain things. He traveling these places with me. He did go to my first label deal. He did take me to Spotify. He did take me to Sony. He did take me to Rock Nation. How can I repay him for his loyalty right now? Because instead of saying, oh, little did you know, I got 350 G's.
Yeah.
She ain't got to tell him shit. Real talk, she ain't got to tell him shit.
She don't.
No.
Right?
Especially if
and she didn't have to. But without paperwork, she ain't got to. Yeah. But she probably felt like off the love, like, you traveling all these places. You here with me. You making sure I'm straight. You making sure this.
Like, if you was fronting it.
Yeah. I definitely agree with. But I'm saying, like, from her position as a 19-year-old young lady who was bubbling, and now he's taking this extra time out of his day. I don't know what he does, but his day, he's traveling. He's got a family. He's got a career. He's got this. He's got that. He's got other artists he's managing.
How do we set this up so we both protect it, though?
paperwork.
Right.
in a mutual understanding of business.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying.
You can have a contract and still don't know how paperwork works.
My question before I give you 65 G's off the love, off the strength on GP. How do I protect both of us?
Yeah, and I think she felt hurt. She was rewarding his loyalty by giving him the 40 G's, saying, "Look, you've been taking off work. You're traveling here, each winter or whatever. Nobody else really did that. Even when I was buzzing, they said they would help me, but they didn't. My parents trust you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna naturally trust you.
Yeah.
You got other artists that seem to be bubbling too. It only makes sense for her." And I'm saying this as an artist, and it could be I could be wrong, but it only makes sense that I show you some loyalty. You know, one of my little brothers say, "Bro, the first person who get in the bag when I get a bag is you."
Yeah.
Right. But I know what I've done, and I know I ain't never asked. I've given more than I've asked. I've asked for publicly say thank you, my nigga.
Yeah.
Mention my name.
Yeah.
Tell people how good of a person I am.
I've had people say like, when it's my time, like you coming with me, and it's because you've put in time, you put in work, you sat up with me, you talked about ideas and all of those things.
And she probably thought it was early. That's all
you're right.
She probably thought it was we on go.
Yeah.
We on go. Like my people was like, I'm on go. You got Coco Jones and every other celebrity dancing in your shit on TikTok.
Yes.
Abba let y'all have it on YouTube, but let y'all keep up TikTok. Let y'all keep the song on Apple Music, on Spotify. I'm winning. I got a label. I got distro. I'm winning. I just got off tour. Hey man, take this back.
I graduated, went on tour. I'm 18 years old. I'm
take this back,
baby.
Take this
back. I'm
from
the city of Milwaukee, where this don't happen often, especially not for no young woman. So
I can see her standpoint.
At the end of the day, I hope that she doesn't quit.
And I hope she's okay. I hope she's mentally okay.
The money back.
I hope that she's mentally okay. I hope that he is mentally okay. For a person to do what he has been accused of doing, you ain't in a good space
at all.
You ain't in a good space. So I hope that she's mentally okay. I hope that he is mentally okay. And like I said, while the jokes are funny, these is still like real people. And this is their real life. And it's unfortunate, but I hope that everybody, even the watchers, are able to learn something from it and take something from it. Because I definitely did. I'm starting to have conversations, like I said, with my son that I wasn't having before. So I think that everybody can take a lesson from it.
Yeah. And again, it is about community. So I'm not trying to judge whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I know backstories, I know some other things, but that ain't none of my business.
No, I'm gonna get deeper into it. We're gonna figure it out.
But like you said, hopefully lesson learned. Yeah. Hopefully nobody's discouraged on all parties. All parties. But the crazy part is, I'm gonna close with this, is she not even asking for them 40.
Just want the 2.
She want her show money back.
2 G's.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out.
2 to 3 G's. That's all she want.
We're gonna get it.
So anyway.
No, we about to end it. Give me your social. We'll plug the pajama party again.
Yeah, make sure y'all come out to FCTV Game Night. It is going down at Element Lounge. This is the old 618 for all my millennials.
Me and Lou was up in there.
It is going to be a great time. It is a pajama jam. It's the day after my 35th birthday, so we going up even more. It's basically my sleepover birthday party, so make sure y'all come out. Tickets are on Eventbrite right now. You can also go to fullcircletelevision.com. It'll give you the link right there. If you're looking for like, what is this thing, what does it look like, you can always go on at Full Circle Television on Instagram, or at FCTV Game Night, or Kayla Lewis Allen on Instagram. My Facebook is also Lewis Allen Kayla, and those are the places that you can find me in fullcircletelevision.com.
Everyday Dooch, DUCH. The podcast is the.everyday.podcast. The merch is everyday.merch. We got some new things that we're working on, new music, all that stuff. So
can I shout out my vendors real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so we have a ton of vendors in the building. One of the key components of FCTV Game Night is just to put other small Black business on and give them the platform to sell their merch and to tell their story and to get their shit off. So we have Heal Black Man, we have Drop That Line, we have Bitch Let's Get Drunk. We have 3759 Wines. We have Authority Girl, and that's what we've been sipping on all night. 3759 Wines by Teezy Lacara, Teezy Talks. We also have Still Focused. We also have FCTV merch, so you can come in and get your Rooting for Everybody from Milwaukee t-shirt. And I am missing one. I do not want to miss not one. So hold on, let me think about it.
You ain't got a list?
I do got a list.
Come on now.
Gonna show them that? Gonna show them that?
Oh no,
hold on.
That's
y'all, because I don't want to miss not one.
Okay. No, I'm just saying.
Playing like that. Oh yeah, and Dude got a wine that a liquor that he trying to post up there. Okay, where is it at? Okay, so these are our vendors. We got Heal Black Man. We got Girls Love Kick. She coming all the way in from Chicago, Illinois. We got Still Focused.
I just seen somebody. They did event. Somebody from here went there for
Brittany Owens.
Okay,
Shout out to Brittany Owens. We got Drop That Line. That's a card game. We have Bitch Let's Get Drunk. That's also a card game. We got 7 Scenes. We got 3759 Wine. We got Authority Girl. These are all Black owned and operated small businesses. So make sure that y'all come in the building and y'all shop with at least one of these brands. I want to make sure that everybody sells out at FCTV Game Night because that's what our vendors do. And yeah, it's going to be a great time. Go ahead and visit FullCircleTelevision.com to get your tickets today.
Ma, you want to give me your shits?
Oh yeah, I'm Molly Napoleon on all platforms. Instagram, X. That's all I got. I ain't got shit. Is what they call X. Can we say it's Twitter? Twitter is X. Twitter. And then Mal Napoleon on Facebook, man. For me, you know what I'm saying? More merch. Good Riddance website. Good Riddance Creative website. Good Riddance Creative Club. And my brother from every day, we got some stuff to do.
Yeah, we about to get out here in these streets. You know,
thank you for having me on every day. Up. Love the platform. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you and talking to you. It was a good conversation.
No, it was definitely a dope conversation. We way past the
we went over
my limit as I usually do. We had an hour and 45 minutes. So
there we go. I like a long pod. Give me about 2 hours so I can run all my errands.
Hey yo, so I told my homie Pope. I said, I'm gonna come out at the pod. He's like, man, you got at least 2 hours. I was like, nah, we really don't go that long.
No, we usually don't do.
Listen, I'm gonna come out with a pod, and it's gonna be called Bumping My Gums because that's what I be doing. That's what I be doing. Bumping these.
Hey, look. I'm gonna hold you to that. I need to be on that.
That shit is funny.
I always say bumping my gums. Like, listen, if I go on the pod, it's gonna be at least 2.
But sometimes if the conversation was good.
That's
no outliner.
That's why I kept going. That's why I didn't stop it. I ain't trying to stop it because
I'm a good C mic. I'm a good C mic.
Oh yeah, show them. We gave some every day. Gave some merch.
Douche is a sponsor, and he always laces us with some good stuff. So, Douche, we got the 2024
the tour shirt.
And
then we got the summer vibes. Since we coming to the end of the summer, we got good vibes.
So y'all can get these
hats.
Make her the. Did you still got the world is yours?
No, I didn't put that one. I ain't make that one yet.
I didn't
make that one
yet. Give her one of those
right here.
I would give them exclusive. I can't give them. She said,
"Hey, with the world is yours."
So for the audio listeners, we got some really dope merch from
appreciate it
every day. So we always try to make sure, since this is FCTV Game Night, that people leave with some really dope prizes. So shout out to all of our sponsors. Every Day is one. Re-Rock is one. Positivity is another one.
She wanted y'all to have a type of tea. I was like, no, we gotta lace them. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. Y'all
I just be wanting to put good product out there in the streets.
And people actually wear the shit.
That's
and I
be
screenshotting and sending it to you when they actually wear the shit.
I just seen this one girl. She was looking all right.
Oh my God. Y'all do shit. See when he wants y'all.
Hey, but that's one thing I've been telling him too. That's one thing I've been telling him too is we need to do like I want to do like a formal lookbook for every day.
No, that's what the photo shoot that we're gonna do in Atlanta. That's gonna be some of the pictures gonna be for that.
Yeah, like
we're gonna work on the earrings because people was asking about them.
My girl rocked them. Envy rocked the shit out those earrings. The necklace.
But it's all gonna tie into the Lovers Club thing. So the earrings they're gonna be the bamboo shits, but they're gonna be the heart shaped.
No, we be on that. We'll be on that.
I'll be thinking a little bit. So appreciate y'all for listening. I know this is a longer one that y'all not really used to, but I appreciate all the love. The listens is going up. I think it's the consistency that we've been on. So I thank y'all for listening. Yeah. Thank y'all for the support, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.